Well, here we are. I started a little early because no one's gonna show up anyway. It doesn't matter. All we're doing is a small little stream tonight because I felt like getting a couple things off my chest, and I don't know, maybe somebody would care. Who knows? So what are we talking about? Wow. The most prevalent things in the world today are the checking of boxes and Batman? No, wait a minute. That's correct. It's war. That's the other prevalent thing. I forgot. Anyway, other than that, what other happened? UFC 272. Uh, it was what it was. I really don't let that be known on this channel too much that I follow UFC, but I do. Been following it for a long time, but lately, not so much. This weekend was just another, I don't know what to call it anymore. I li I used to like UFC for the authenticity, and I still do. There is a lot of authenticity in UFC. Um, Not this past weekend. I'm not gonna s I'm not gonna make a specific point of the finger, but I'm sure everyone can figure out what I'm talking about. Anyway, that does not matter. Or it matters, or it should matter less than the fact that there's an actual war going on right now. But are we going to talk about that? No, we're not going to talk about that. Because as far as I'm concerned, as a veteran of the military armed forces of America, we should probably stay out of other people's arguments and wars at this point in time. It hasn't gone well for us the past couple decades. Seeing a lot of people die. But if you want to keep fighting for other people, empathy can be a weapon, is all I'm going to say about that. If you think that you cannot weaponize empathy and sympathy, you're behind the eight ball. And perhaps you'll be caught between the wall and the rock, or you'll be surrounded by fire, or maybe somebody will just stab you in the face. These things do happen if you're not cognizant of everything around you. But no, let's talk about Batman. Batman came out this weekend. Everyone's very, very happy with it. Okay. I'm not going to go see it. It is what it is. Hollywood is where it is right now. I don't think they can produce anything that good. The bar is so low at this point in time that anything, anything that even is close to being above a bar that we have set is good. I don't think we know what good is anymore. What do we go see as the modern moviegoer nowadays? The last movie I went and saw was Spider-Man, the latest Spider-Man. And there were the 3 Spider-Man in it. And that's fine. It, again, is a callback. I don't understand why we need to have this endless procession of remakes and reboots and sequels. I don't understand the fascination that our current society holds to these things. Why? What what's the point? Can we really remake something that was already good in the past? Can we make it better than it was? What is better? Define the word better. More special effects? George Lucas seemed to think that was the answer when he, quote unquote, remade the original trilogy and decided to add in all these things in the background. CGI, this and that. Does it make it better? Is it more human to have more CGI? Why? Why? That's the question that I posit to everyone. What are we doing? Where are we going? The Batman this weekend. I haven't seen it, and maybe I will never see it. It's breaking records though, or something. Maybe, perhaps. I've already seen the spoilers. I already know what's going on. And spoiler alert, I'm going to break down some of what I've heard from the movie. So if you don't want to hear about it, then don't listen, I guess. I have to do that because I'm on YouTube. However, I've heard that the Batman, while he, and this is a part that I really like, he follows the detective route. He's an actual detective, which is what Batman is. Holy shit. That's great. I'm That's great that they put that in there. However, they've also decided that they are going to persecute person, one type of skin color of person in the film. There's gonna be no people of other skin colors who do anything bad because that would be horrible, even though I live by Philly. I live by Philadelphia. And guess what? The fact that only a certain skin color of people commit crimes kind of does ring true to me. However, it's not the skin color that Batman would want it to be, would it? No, it's not. It's the opposite one. Am I gonna get canceled for that? I don't give a shit. I live in the fucking really real world. And in the really real world, anyone can be an asshole. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. It doesn't matter what your gender is. Anyone can be a piece of shit. And we're seeing that quite clearly nowadays, aren't we? It's very sad. I don't like it. And that's why I've kind of become, I don't know, a digital hermit? That might be a good way of putting it. I interact only on the internet, a little bit on the real life, but not too much. It doesn't matter. Here we are. The Batman's gonna make money. It's gonna do it. I know it. Because most people don't understand that everyone is going to try to influence you. It's it is what it is. Everyone has their own opinion. They're gonna try to push it. Eh, that is human nature, and I have nothing against it. The fact of the matter is that propaganda introduced by the state or introduced by large corporations or large, even private organizations are bad. I don't like organizations. I don't think any of us should be down with organizations. I don't think that we should all be down with government. Am I an anarchist? No. I just think that we should all come together for specific reasons during specific time periods. And after those things are gone, the that organization is gone. It doesn't need to exist anymore. The problem with organizations, the problem with government or certain governmental structures, right? Because government should exist. We should always have some sort of government. But when you have one party systems or two party even two party systems, I mean, come on now. Our founding father warned us about this specifically. He said, less than three party systems are not good. Not his exact words, but I can paraphrase. I don't even think many people would even understand what the hell he said back in the day, to be honest with you. But does it matter if you understand? You know in your heart what's good and what's bad. You know in your heart whether or not you're free or not. When the government tells you, when your neighbors tell you what you can and cannot do, what is that? Of course, it failed now because the unspecified whatnot from an unspecified origin, yeah, that's dried up real quick. So what do they do now? How do you control the populace? How do you make people, I don't know, compliant? How do you make them do what you want? Well, we introduce another crisis, of course, because crisis equals panic. And what do humans do when they panic? Oh, that's right. Psychology 101. This is not it's not normal. We've moved past a normal human society. When we introduced the internet, we all know what propaganda is now, but some people don't understand they're being influenced by it. And some people don't give a shit that they don't care that they're influencing people that don't know what they're doing. Do you understand? Some people don't care that they're pushing people who don't understand what's going on into the meat grinder, is essentially what's going on. I mean, it's been happening for a long time now, but it happens more and more now. And now the meat grinder is not a physical thing all the time. Sometimes it's a social thing, right? You push somebody into the limelight. All of a sudden, everyone attacks them. Joe Rogan is a great example of this. What did he do? All of a sudden, everyone attacked him, pushed it into the meat grinder. The meat grinder of our social politic today. Why? What did he do? What did he smoke too much weed one day? Hey, make it. Oh, he talked too much truth one day. Too much truth. He said something that hurt somebody else's feelings. Who gives a shit? Oh, by the way, and I'm going to make this very fucking clear right now. You are responsible for your own feelings. I'm not responsible for them. That person over there is not responsible for your feelings. You are responsible for your feelings. No one has to care, and no one will care. In fact, you should probably think about it in that way. You should probably say to yourself, is somebody going to care about how I feel? And you should say, no, no one is going to care about how I feel because I'm a individual. And those people over there are individuals. And do you know what? Most individuals don't give a shit about how you feel. That's why people that care are so valued in this world. The problem is people who don't give a shit keep seeing keep saying to other people out in the world, they keep going, "Hey, oh, I care so much about you. I care so much." Even though they don't give a shit. They'll stab you in the back the first moment that they get because they're a fucking ally and not a friend. We've come to a very dark time. The dark ages of the early 2000s. There's no other way to look at it. We've gone backwards. People are discriminating against other people based on their skin color and gender nowadays. They're like, "Oh, you shouldn't do that because of your skin color. Or you shouldn't do that because of your gender." Who the fuck? What? I thought we got past that like 20 years ago. But nope, here it comes again because humans, humans, humans. We will always be victims. But do we always have to act like victims? No, we don't. We're victims of our own stupidity, but we don't have to act like it. It's okay. It's okay. Maybe another day we'll do something more. Maybe another day I just keep moving on. How am I doing? Slowly recovering. The body is slowly recovering, and I will be back to where I was before. I do think that, trial by there are trials. People are put through trials, and you have to overcome them, physical and mental. Sometimes they come at the same time. It's not good. But what are we to do? We overcome those goals. We move forward. I would like to say that there's no reason that we need to have war in this world. No reason. But we're always going to have war, conflict. People like to call it war, but it's conflict. Yeah, there's larger wars and smaller wars, larger conflicts and smaller conflicts. Doesn't matter. All these things are going to happen. Why? Because we're human. And for some reason, some very astute reason, I'm going to say astute because I do not go down the peaceful path this way. I do think that certain situations can only be they can only be solved, and I'm gonna that's a big quotation, solved there. They can only be quote unquote solved by physical violence. It's horrible, but it is what it is. And will those things ever be quote unquote solved? I don't know. I don't think so. Certain things are just they're ever present in what we are, in the human condition. Um, unless there's an outside enemy, like if an alien force came down or whatnot, then maybe we could all band together and like forget all of the blah blah blahs that uh came before, but in order to fight against the outside, but I just don't see it. And that's why the current war between Russia and Ukraine is it's very sad on one side, and also on the other side, it's very necessary. It is what it needs to be at this point in time because of the fact that our current social system is at war with itself. This is not something that an individual human can rail against. You can't fight it. Just accept it and move on. And this is coming from a former intelligence soldier. Like, this is what it is. Propaganda is going to flow, it's going to be back and forth on both sides. I don't, and in this specific area of war, I'm not very versed. And so I would not like to comment on who's on the moral high ground because I don't know. Who's ever on the moral high ground? If one side kills and the other side kills, are either of them on the moral high ground? I've often seen and read in certain uh, fantasy. You know, you go back or you read history, and they always like to put the bad guy as like this person did horrible things to the other side. Blah 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 blah. Blah. You know, they burned villages and killed women and children and raped them and stuff like that, you know? Like there's all kinds of like defamatory statements, but is that the truth? That's always the question that I would encourage people to ask themselves. Is that the truth? Because I often think, and perhaps this is just me, that some people like to exaggerate in order to make their point better well known. I mean, everyone knows this because we've all done it before, right? Or most of us have. Even if it have a very small circumstance. So I don't I don't really know if we should totally believe what's going on over there. And since there's no real coverage. I've been trying to find good coverage, but not really there, even though there's Starlink satellites everywhere. You know, it's weird because if you go to a country like Canada or the United States, you'll all of a sudden have like, I don't know, 10, 12 people that are doing live streams at a certain situation. If there's a certain situation going on, something that will, I don't know, do whatever in the world, all of a sudden there's a bunch of people doing it. They're getting likes and that's the world we live in, right? It's an online world. Where is that over there? Where is that in Ukraine? And I mean, Starlink is over there now, but still nothing. Like there's no like real I mean, I can go online right now and find more sites about Canada and the United States and their uh our convoys, the truck convoys, whatever you want to call them. Convoy. But you can find more of that than you can find Ukrainian stuff. I'm just gonna look it up here quick, just to make sure that I'm not lying to y'all. Ukraine. Let's see what Ukraine live stream. We've got nothing. There is no live streams at all. They're all major outlets. I mean, the top one is the WFAA. I don't know what this is. The WFAA is a 6-hour stream here. Streamed 1 hour ago. It's a live cam looking at Kiev at night on day 12 of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. So we're just going to open this up. Ba, 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 ba. And it's essentially a static camera from a window or maybe a building top. I'm not quite sure. It really doesn't show shit.
In turn society. When I say that now,
Whoops.
people know that.
Sorry. So yeah, this sorry for the dead air there, but I'm trying to look around on these Ukraine websites to see if there's actually anything going on. Okay, so here is a live stream going on right now. This is from live stream events, and it shows people doing normal things. There's somebody walking across the street, other people driving to work. I mean, seriously. This is the invasion of Ukraine? Okay. The invasion of Ukraine seems to be going very peacefully right now because people are doing their own normal shit right now. Dude, there is nothing abnormal going on here. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Here we are again in the West. But there's all these channels. If you look it up on YouTube, I just typed in Ukraine live stream camera. That's all I typed in. First thing up was WFAA. It's a live cam. I looked at that. It was nothing. The Live Now stream, that of course from Fox. Because Fox wants to get up on this stuff. And of course, it is what it is. I'm not going to demonize any of the mainstream more than the other mainstream. They all do the same thing. As far as wanting to get clicks, I will demonize certain mainstream media such as CNN, which is also right down here. Here they are. Because we have okay, so we're gonna go. The second one down was Fox, and then you have Washington Post, View of blah blah blah, Kiev, and then live stream events, which I checked out. That was the one that just showed people going to work. They were just going to work. That one was actually live now, though. That's the first one that you see live now. So now we're going to go to the next one. This is DW News. Live. Russia invades Ukraine. We're going to click on it and see what's going on. Now, of course, you're not going to be able to see it.
They're taken to a military base and then transferred. They have to pay a fine that's determined in court. The whole process takes 2 or 3 days, and during that time, they're held in prison.
The basic fine is
all right, so
25 euros,
they're
a considerable
talking about
here, and it can be a lot more. But here too, the patrol group
they're talking about fining people, taking them to prison. I don't know. Again, this stream is advertised as Russia invades Ukraine live. That's what this stream, dude. This stream has nothing to do with that. It's like this stream is nothing. It's nothing. I'm not even gonna watch it. I don't care what it is. I'm not gonna try to figure out what it is. It's not an invasion. I know what an invasion looks like. That is not it. So let's go down one more. Here we go. CNN. Okay, so CNN, this is not live. This is Ukraine releases video of Russian helicopter being shut down. Oh, Russian helicopter shut down. All right, so CNN is showing like this battle-torn area. Where did they get this video from? I have no fucking clue. Some jets doing stuff. The weird part is that there's a person in a car in this. Okay, so the cameraman itself is like shaking a whole bunch, but there's a person right in the foreground that's getting out of a car, and he's not shaking at all. Like, he's looking up in the sky, and then he's just sort of standing there. Meanwhile, the camera's shaking like there's an earthquake going on. So who is doing what now? Like, again, like, I don't believe CNN because they're such liars, but you have to watch them just to figure out what's going on. Anyway, they're gonna talk about horrible things, women and children. Women and children. Oh, but what about the women and children? What about the men? Men? men are humans too, right? So you can care about them. You don't have to exclusively care about women and children, do you? You can you care about men? Is that is that possible? Whatever. Anyway, moving on. Oh, here we go. Polita I don't know. This is a very foreign site. Again, just showing this looks like the capital. I'm going to say one thing. Man, why do they have so many beautiful things in these European capitals? Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Like I love how like that a lot of the architecture is very it's nice. It's nice. Although our capital is also nice as well. So anyway, I think this is the capital. This is Kiev. And again, people are just going to their freaking jobs. Like I see people driving down the road. Is there an invasion? Uh, eh, eh, I don't think so. Like I don't. Um, it's weird because like I watch some channels that have pre-recorded information that they're dropping, right? Like that CNN uh and the Fox one even. It was all pre-recorded. It wasn't live. But the live streams I'm watching of just people don't seem to be showing anything. And that's it. That's it. That is it. Those are the only streams going on right now because the next one after that. Oh wait, here we go. France 24 English. Let's check out this one. Let's check this one out.
On France 24 and France24.com.
Yeah, I don't. That's nothing. But anyway, so after that, there are no live channels and there's nothing new. Everything's really old. It's like 5 days ago. So here we are. Like only 2 weeks ago, there was a protest in Canada where some truckers were trying to let their minds be known that a lot of people don't think that we should have mandates as far as it comes to health. It doesn't matter what kind of health it is. You know? Like your body is your own. You're allowed to control your own body. That's pretty well understood in the Western world, or it was for a while. So here we are. Those people in Canada, they got marched out. Some of them got arrested. They're still in jail because and now here we are. A real war has broken out. A real war. Not a fake war like the wars that we like to think of here. But of course, in real war, information, well, that's culled first. So why don't we see any information? Elon Musk sent over all these Starlinks. I still don't see any information coming out. None. Is that because I'm on YouTube? Maybe I should be on TikTok. Maybe I should be on Twitter. Maybe YouTube isn't the bastion of free speech that we once thought it was. Even though that we knew that long ago. But why? Why are the people above us, the people who control the spigots, you know, the spigots of power, the spigots of wealth, the spigots of information now? Why are they closing those spigots off? What's up with that? It should be obvious. The obvious answer is that they don't want you to know because there's something happening. But of course, we don't want to accept that answer. That's not the answer. No, 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 no. They have our best interests at heart. Of course, these people, they would never do anything bad against us. They're our leaders. They look out for us, don't they? These people, they love us, don't they? Don't they? Don't they? Well, no, they don't. They don't give a shit about you. These people, most people, don't give a shit outside of themselves. A lot of people, and I'm not gonna put myself outside of this, only think about themselves most of the time because it's necessary in order for our survival. Am I going to persecute people for thinking that way? No. You should always probably preserve yourself first because you are yourself and individual freedoms are best, which is why I'm not a freaking communist or a socialist. Uh, You shouldn't put the group before yourself. That's a dumb way to think. It's a good way to sacrifice yourself for a fucking quote unquote greater cause. So if you want to sacrifice yourself, go on over the socialists and the communists. They love people to sacrifice themselves. They're all about that shit. If you want to live in a free society, we all think for ourselves. Now, with that comes again another problem because how do we all get along? Well, it's simple. We all want the same thing, don't we? A good life, food in our bellies, a roof over our head, water to drink, and air to breathe. Those things will allow us to be whatever we want to be. We can create anything as long as we don't have to scrabble every day just to survive. In a socialist, authoritarian country, that is what happens every day. And you know what? The United States in 2022 is very close to that freaking socialist crap because we're all scrabbling in the dirt every day as a normal human being, as someone someone who may not have gone the path of I got a degree. Just because you have a degree doesn't make you better than somebody else. It doesn't. Most people have been to college. Some people failed because of certain circumstances. Whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. Everyone has had the access to the information. Some people have done better than other people. Some people they're just inherently smarter than other people in certain areas. Does that make them better? Should they be dominant? I don't know. In our society, the way that the founding fathers set it up, no, they should not. Just because the minority of people think they're better than other people doesn't mean that that small minority gets to dictate to the other people. That's why we have a representative democracy rather than a regular democracy, because a regular democracy did not work, obviously, because mob rule is stupid. And so is Antifa and BLM, because mob rule is stupid. My own opinion, by the way. However, here we are. What do we do? Where do we go? Well, I will only say this. Everyone, you have your own conscious, you have your own mind. Don't be part of a group if you can help it. That is the message that I'd like to put out there. The message that I've always lived by is the fact that when you're part of a group, you can never really think for yourself, because that group is going to partially influence you. And so, as much as I love being with people, I love my friends, my family, and those people those groups that I maybe sometimes I'm not a big group follower though. Again, like I really don't follow groups. But if I did for a long period of time, I would hope they were good groups. But I don't think that any group can be good for a long period of time. So, and again, this is my opinion, is that individuals, especially ones that we all need to be in a free society, those people that believe in that, we should try to not be part of groups as much as possible. Separate yourself from groups. Um, Still be part of them, ancillary, but be your own person first. Don't be it's hard to put this into words because you don't want to avoid people or groups. People in groups are good. Just don't let them dominate your mind. Don't let the other people, the other groups make decisions for you. Anyway, it's getting late here and I am going to sleep. Anyway, I was doing funny things, but like, I will do another stream some other time. Take care, everyone.